I now have my answer. The automation that gets rid of the whole job is called hyper automation. So now I know. There's different types of automation, and it depending on what company wants to use. But I've read in articles that companies want to automate as much as possible. So I see the future is going to be just less workers and less workers, and eventually just you can have a system that can just automate everything. Think about it. If you have a system that can just automate anything, it'll save the company so much money. The productivity will skyrocket, and so I think that's going to be the trend. I think you should vote for Zoltan Istvan. He's the president running a Republican on transhumanism to help the body, overcome death, and to also save the planet using transhumanist technologies, which is growing crops and stuff. And he's going to give universal basic income. He's going to lease unused land and give all that money back to people. And he said it himself, artificial intelligence and transhumanism is inevitable. It's coming. You already have a woman that actually got an accident, and she has got like chips in her body, like 7 of them, and she can like use her hand like a magnet, pick up things, open her doors, it's kind of coming, and this is just going to accelerate, the hyper automation. That's what the game changer is. Remember in the last video I said, well, what is the ratio of companies that want to completely automate, whether just to help their workers? And now I have the answer. It's called hyper automation, and that's what it sounds like. Hyper. It's too excited. It can automate the whole job. So that's very interesting times we're living in. Very, very interesting times indeed. This industrial revolution is moving so fast. I think it's the last industrial revolution. I don't think there's not. The only industrial revolution after this would be like in space. What other technologies you're gonna do besides getting hyper automation? That's it. The next would be, probably with Generation Alpha, terraform Mars, even on other planets, have robots colonize planets and moons. You already have Jeff Bezos wants to go to the moon. You have four countries that want to win the AI space race. It's not really a space race now, it's called an AI space race. And whoever wins artificial intelligence rules the world. So you got Russia, you got India, you got China, you got America. They're trying to find out the origin of life. They're trying to colonize, planets and moons. That's the future, I'm saying like 2050, Earth is optional, probably, So very interesting times. Of course, we're going to be really all old. We're going to live through hyper automation, no doubt, but like living on different planets and time travel, we're going to be really old probably when that happens, my Generation X and the baby boomers, but the Generation Alpha, that they're going to live till 3000, and they're going to have all the best technology. They're going to live the most. But in a sense, if we have the medical technology that's affordable, we can actually live probably indefinite, maybe. So maybe we can live with them. I don't know, in their generation. So it's not all doom and gloom for Generation X and for my generation. Maybe the baby boomers won't see that, won't have that chance, and before obviously won't. But my generation, if we can make healthcare affordable and we can have these transhuman technologies that's affordable to everybody, we can keep on living, and I think that's a beautiful thing, because there's just so much amazing technology and science and to keep on living. I think people who really love life really want to keep on living, and I love life, and so I think going to be really interesting, like the saying says, keep on living until the wheels fall off, right? So, and then, I mean, there's going to be a whole new meaning and purpose. I mean, obviously for Generation Alpha and beyond, with the mind uploading, you're going to find out, like, what it is to be human. I mean, if you're going to be something else, you're going to be human 2.0. You're going to be, in the cloud. You're going to be sharing consciousness, I mean, I will see that time probably, but I'm going to be very old. I'll probably be in my 70s. But Generation Alpha, they're going to be really young. They're going to experience all of that. But, like I said, if we can afford, if we have, if transhumanism and medical, all these advances are available, and people can afford, not just for the rich people, I think Generation X has a chance to keep on living to see the amazing future. So, really exciting transformative times coming ahead of us. I mean, it's probably like people say, like Generation, they won't have to go get driver's license. They'll have autonomous cars in the highways and robo-taxis. They just take a taxi, boom, push the button, they're good to go. They can, I mean, they already have devices called the brain control interfaces, not only for the head, but the wrist. From Control Labs, you can actually have like superpowers, technically. I mean, you can move things with your hands, you can move things with your mind. Well, think about that. In Generation Alpha's time, that's like 20 times more advanced. They can probably, like, drive cars with their minds, The technology would be so crazy. Like, it'll be laughable for Generation Alpha. What we're saying now will be laughable to them because they'll be so advanced. But like I said, if I can keep on living and if it's affordable, I want to live in that. I want to live as much as possible because I want to live like Star Trek, I want to live like in Star Wars. So I think it's a beautiful thing. It's gonna be super, super cool. And let me know what you guys think about it.